Yes, welcome to what is the date today? The 24th?
23rd?
23rd.
25th.
Third time's a charm. April 25th, 2024. Ask a Holistic Cancer Coach call. We have a bunch of coaches on right now, and if we get any guests, we'll assist them with their questions. Just a preamble. We do not give out medical advice. We give out health advice. So everything here is you can ask your physician, and they may or may not know what we're talking about, but we're always open to them talking to us directly as cancer coaches and to fill them in on the good news of health. Okay. One last thing is if your mic is on and there's noise in the background, I will have to mute you just to not disturb everybody else while they're talking. But you can unmute yourself very easily. If you're on the phone, it's *6 to both mute and unmute. And if you're on the computer, there's a little icon down in the lower left-hand corner of your screen that looks like a little microphone, and that is blue when everybody can hear you and red when you're on mute. So that is about it for the preamble, I think. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's that about covers it. And while you're saying that, we did have a guest join us, a repeat guest, Linda
Burns. I think Linda Burns might be a coach.
No.
Linda Burns is here.
Yeah, Linda Burns is the lovely woman we met at the conferences.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I just realized it was you a couple of Zoom meetings ago. I realized who you were. He looks real familiar. Of course, I had lunch with you. Who's this lady with the nice hair? Did you just cut your hair?
It looks like it. Just talking to you, Catherine.
What's her name? I don't know.
Catherine. Yeah.
Well, I got my hair cut and dyed. Very nice. Yeah. You look very snappy.
Now, is that for the wedding, or is the wedding already passed?
Well, the wedding is May next month, May 24th.
Okay. And
so I'm, as you know, I usually have short hair, just about an inch, and I've been growing my hair out, and it's down, past, middle of my back.
Nice.
That's what I call. Because we're going to have this gorgeous updo, right? So what can we do for an updo? And so my 70-year-old sister said, "Cousin, why don't you grow your hair?" And I said, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
I like it. You look good at it.
I decided, well, if I'm going to grow it, darn it, I'm going to dye it, and I had to put some streaks down. That was great. How come I can't get on here with the video? My video's not lit up at all.
There's no. Is there down by the mute icon in the lower left?
Yes, there is, and it's not lit up like in other Zoom meetings. It's lit up, like with an X or a red thing over it, but I can't do anything. I did. Nothing happens yet.
Are you on a Mac computer?
Select a camera. Oh wait, select a camera. Where do I select a camera? I don't know.
Maybe you have a
video settings. I don't know. Select a camera. What do I? No video device selected. What do I do? Computer video?
Yeah. There's different options there.
That's the one. Computer video. If you have a video camera on your computer.
It won't let me write anything. Okay. I guess. Oops. Somebody just joined.
Yep. David Witherspoon.
So. I didn't do it. Linda, do you have any questions or anything you'd like to talk about tonight? Who are you asking?
You. Yeah.
Oh, you. Yes, I was. Remember the name that? Okay, what is your name? I don't know your name.
Catherine.
No, not Catherine. The lady under her.
Oh, Maya.
Mia. Mia? Mm-hmm. The one that's eating. Yes, you.
Yeah.
That's my dinner time. Yeah.
So this Shirley Zelinovsky, how do you know her? Or what do you know about her?
Oh, she was introduced to me through one of the groups I'm in, where she helps people with different things. She can counsel people. She helps them, with prescriptions if they need anything like that. That's how I know her. I never personally met her, but she was introduced by the group that has been using her for a while.
They use her because of cancer.
She does help people with cancer, yes.
Ah, and do you have any clue where she is? I looked Orlando, I looked Deerfield Beach. I don't know where the lady is.
Oh, I know she's in Florida, but I think West Palm or the Palm or Fort Lauderdale, somewhere around that area.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so hopefully I have the right one, and I'll call her up.
Yeah, you can call her and directly talk to her and see if she can help you with what you need.
She's an MD or an ND?
No, MD.
MD.
MD, yeah.
NDs can't prescribe, I don't think. Well,
no,
not
MD.
even,
Naturopathic.
She's a medical. No, she's a medical doctor.
Yeah, I'm just saying NDs. I don't think they can prescribe.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
She's not even recognized in every state. We have an ND
true.
on our staff, and she's got an actual degree, just like a medical doctor, but they don't recognize her licensure in Pennsylvania.
Her website. Her website might not be, promoting anything like that because she doesn't want to, I guess, officially.
Right. They're very careful. Right.
They're very careful, but I know in the other group people do use her. I mean, like they contact her.
So I was in touch with a lady from England, Jane McClellan, right?
Right.
But then the stuff that she talks about, a lot of great stuff, but the main things that are prescription drugs, for example, atorvastatin, I just read an article that it is a dangerous, not a great drug. I mean, and they want you to do like 40 milligrams a day. I was doing 10, I'm doing 20, but I read also that it has bad side effects and it can cause lung cancer. So it's like, it never felt great to do it. So do your people mostly do the plant protein, the supplements, but they don't do the prescription stuff? I mean, is that enough? I don't know.
That I think the Jane McClellan story was 20 years ago. Was it right when she was
easy? Yes.
With cancer. So at that time, that's what worked for her. So and it doesn't mean that her protocol is going to be for everyone. Everyone has to find their own way of learning about their own body. At some point, you could see, and then number one, she had. It depends also on the cancer. She had. What she had, like a lymph node.
Endometrial, and then it metastasized everywhere. I think it was endometrial. It was.
I think it was a blood cancer, if I'm not mistaken, in her
blood
case.
cancer. She might have had that. She switched up and back with several things. She said
because it was I believe so. She did talk about white blood cells, her lymphocyte going up, and I believe so. It was a blood cancer, leukemia or something like that.
Yeah, I believe so.
So whatever worked for her, yes, she does use some. So she did use some medications at that time. What she thought it worked for her. So I mean, it did help her, but that doesn't mean it's good for everyone. Everyone has to. That's why you got to work with someone who's going to help you to learn about your own condition and your own body. And may I ask what kind of cancer do you have?
I have an unusual thing. They have it mostly in Asia or something like that. It's called a GGO, ground glass opacity. It's something that shows up. It's like a glass thing, and it's like cells getting together. They call it adenocarcinoma in situ. It hasn't moved from it. In situ means in place.
Inside, it's inside, in situ.
In place, yeah. So it hasn't really moved. It's grown a little bit, but you know, they first want you to have an operation or be major stuff to do to it, and then you talk to other doctors and there's other options. You know, they could do a laser that's, you know, 20 minutes with very focused if you had to. I'm not running to do that either. I really don't want to do any of that. I want to do it the healthy way.
Okay.
So I found myself, like I think I've said this before, befuddled. I have so much stuff to do, the juices and the coffee enemas and so but I'm trying to get it together and trying to simplify it. It's just taking me a while. But I was just wondering if you had it. I mean, it doesn't feel very healthy for me to do atorvastatin. It doesn't feel healthy.
Yeah. I would say like working probably with integrative oncologists would be the best thing for you to do. In some cases, juicing might not be a great option for some people. You know, it might not be. Some people might do very well with it. Some people, if they have a digestive problems, they might not absorb everything what they're taking with juices, and it might do opposite reaction to that. So, and the same thing, I mean, coffee enemas, I would say probably fine based on Gerson therapy. But when it comes to, you know, juicing and the blood work, some blood work, like what are your like inflammation markers? What are your erythrocytes, like SED rates? All of those things, you have to look into that, you know.
Well, like I said,
is that on your lung? Is that on your lungs, GGO, or?
It's in the lung, yeah. It's in the left lower lung. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had the radiation in the spot ever before?
No, I've never let him touch it.
Okay. So yeah, looking into like a more of a, oh gosh, there's so many things involved in there.
I had the Chris Work stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of like one size fits all too. Like,
yeah. Well, he also has this thing like, am I a big fan of it? No, I'm not personally, because there's so many other aspects of it. Yeah. Because what worked for him, it doesn't mean it's gonna work for everyone else. And then don't forget, like he had a tumor that was already removed from his body.
True.
You know, and then he just did the diet and other things.
Did he do other conventional treatment too as well with that?
Yeah,
that's true.
Besides the operation.
So.
Yeah, and as far as the coffee enema is concerned, that's more or less as you're doing whatever protocol, and it's casting off waste matter. That's coffee enemas will help flush you out from that, but it's not necessarily something for healing. It's something to as you're working with other modalities and you're creating waste, it helps clear you out.
Well, so I mean, all of it is wonderful, except that my real need is to find myself, what you said, an integrative oncologist. I'm going to try this lady, but I mean, I find it difficult. Some of these doctors, like Mark Rosenfeld, he's an arm and a leg. I mean, you have to. It's ridiculous what they charge.
Right.
Yeah. I know the charges are. I mean, unfortunately, insurance doesn't cover these doctors, and knowing their tuition after medical school is so high. I mean, they have to make a living. You could kind of understand where they're coming from at the same time.
Now, this is a killing. It's not a living.
I know. It is a killing. My nephew's a doctor. I could say that. Like, he works so much.
I mean, it's entitled to, of course, to get paid, but it's exaggerated. So I guess my question is, and I'm going to check out this lady, but if you know of an integrative oncologist that's normal, that's intelligent, and then doesn't cost an arm and a leg, that would be great.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of doctors out there. It's just like we don't know what they charge. We just recommend people. I mean, right? We just like suggest to talk to them, at least to have a free consultation and see if that would be the good fit for you to to go with a doctor or not. So I personally would, for example, recommend you to look into your breathing. You know, since the things in your lung, maybe you know, knowing like for example, cancer cannot survive in oxygen rich environment.
Right.
Maybe focusing on breathing exercise, like learning how to hold your breath, you know, helping your body with it. There's a great book by James Nestor called Breath. It doesn't cost that much money. You can read the book and learn about it. So that's why yeah, The Breath by James Nestor. It's a great book.
There it is.
It's so good.
That book changes people's lives. He talks about it a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
He talks about it a lot. So I would highly recommend for you to instead of jumping to protocols like for one person, another person, and third person, because those protocols might be good for them, but it doesn't mean it's going to be good for you. You know, because your body is your body, your story is your story. You have to find someone who is going to help you to realize that and help you out to go with the flow.
So do you look for someone in your state? I guess they need to prescribe. They can prescribe from another state.
No, you can find a doctor and do remote calls as long as someone guides you in the right direction, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I wouldn't. Believe it or not, you can look at the doctors overseas and talk to them. Their prices are not going to be as high as here in the United States. That's another option. So there's a great groups in Mexico, in Germany, in Czechoslovakia, for example. They have clinics there, and the prices are a fraction of what they charge here in the United States. So
I didn't know. I mean, I thought the Mexico ones you have to go there. I thought you have to go there. No?
Well, I mean, you can consult with them and see what their options are. I just check out there's different options in there, right?
I see.
Yeah.
Well, if you happen to think of another possibility in addition to this lady, I'll give her a call.
We might have some resources too in our directory of coaches. We do have coaches that are oncologists as well in other countries. So you could just look through that and see if you can find one in there. I don't want to take any income off the table for the coaches here. But if money becomes an extreme concern, you can always consult Randy at the center. That's what our nonprofit does, and she might have some suggestions for you as well. But I think it's really a good idea to add a coach to your cancer support team.
Yes.
You know, because then and they'll be happy to talk with your doctors, whoever you decide to work with, and the coach can work with you more intimately and more often and more per your schedule than doctors will.
And so you have your list of coaches, right?
Yes, it's at beatcancer.org, and you can just hit find a coach. It's right on the top tabs, and look up oncology and see which ones are oncologists as well, or work in oncology somehow, an oncology nurse or whatever it is. They might have, if it's not them, they might have resources.
Well, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll drop in the chat now a link to the directory. And I'll give also a link to the directory after I search oncology, so you could have both of those to look through, because there's quite a few coaches. Note at the top, you can select the drop-down menu. If you were looking to get a coach that was geographically near you, you can hit the drop-down menu and click Florida. And I believe, if I recall correctly, you're in Florida. And you could sort by there as well.
Who am I talking to? Because nobody's mouth is moving.
That's Zach. He's got the fire microphone.
Oh. So I tried to do the chat, and all I get is a bell.
There's something going on with how the the program loaded into your computer. It's strange.
Yeah, maybe I need to upgrade. Oh, I just saw one. Carl Wagner. Who's that?
That's me.
Oh, wait. It just went away. Okay.
Yep, I didn't see it come up in the chat. Let me call up the chat. Oh, I see it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You do, yeah. Come on. Yeah, it's not letting me. But I'll just go to your website, I guess. I'll figure it out.
And when you get into the find a coach area, you can put in keywords like oncology or whatever, and then it'll sort by that, and it'll show you all the coaches that have that word in their profile. Sometimes.
Got it.
And Linda, know that you're doing the right thing by open-minded. You're very open-minded, and you're looking at alternative therapies and support, which is good. Okay, and try multiple things and find what resonates with you personally. That's what's most important. That's that body, mind, spirit connect that helps you. That gives you the encouragement to just keep looking and finding the things that are right for you. So, but our website at beatcancer.org, and find a cancer coach, and you'll find that most effective.
Yes, I think that you're right. I need both.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. A coach should be a part of everybody's cancer support team. They just fill in all the gaps that you don't get in traditional cancer care. You know how it is. They just pretty much tell you what they want you to do, and then you either do it or they say you're going to die.
Right.
But even if you do it, they don't hold your hand anywhere along the way.
Right.
And they're not talking to you about how you feel when you're doing certain things. So a coach can say, let's do this protocol, and they'll keep a very, very close eye on you, and it's more of a conversation. There's more than 5 minutes that you get with the doctors.
True. Thank you.
Yeah. It's important. I think as long as you feel good, like what Catherine was saying, you feel good about what you're doing, it helps with compliance too. So
yes,
many people will get all these different types of protocols, but they don't feel good about it, and then they do it halfway.
True.
And they don't discuss with anybody how they're feeling. They only just got the protocol, like reading a book or taking a course. You don't have anybody there to walk you through it and step by step see how you're doing. So important.
I have a question on fasting and stem cells. I read a book by Joseph Mercola, MD, on keto fast. And it says in here, fasting, not only does it get rid of toxins out of your body, like if we do a 20-hour fast twice a month, so we can feel the toxins coming off the tongue and toxins come out, but it says it also enhances stem cell function. And I was wondering, there is that theory about stem cells in the pancreas. If they function better, then you make more pancreatic enzymes. Is that right? Is that how it works? And that's supposed to be something that contributes to cancer. You don't have enough pancreatic enzymes. Is that correct? Does anybody know anything about that? I'd like to know.
I do know a gentleman with pancreatic that has to take pancreatic enzymes for his cancer. He's got a skin cancer, but also he has a deficiency in bile, and the pancreatic enzymes help with that.
Oh, okay. Pancreatic enzymes is something that you're basically helping your body with the process. You're taking a small burden off of your pancreas during the cancer because you are kind of helping your body. And there has to be certain pancreatic enzymes they call proteolytic enzymes. Pancreatic enzymes, yes.
Oh.
you have to, the pancreatic enzymes has to contain tyrosine and cryotyrosine. Then they would be more effective than just the plain pancreatic digestive enzymes. Okay, so you literally have to know what you're taking. That's why it's always good to work with someone, because the problem is coming with people. They read everywhere. There's so much information online right now, and people go and read, and then they start implementing. Let it be like a Jane McLennan or Chris Walks, like a protocol. But then people keep doing that, even though if they're not feeling good, they keep doing that because it was someone else's protocol. But what you have to do, you have to learn what your body needs. If you don't feel good within a couple of weeks, you have to understand that you got to change. You cannot continue doing something that is not making you feel good. If you don't have enough energy, if you cannot sleep at night well, if you stress, all of those things that you have to understand how your body's feeling, not because it's someone else's protocol, but how you are feeling and how your body's feeling, and be able to change. You always have to be lookout on that part, how you feel. Like I remember changing my my protocols. Like I probably changed like 6-7 times. It wasn't like I started with one protocol, right, Catherine? I started with one protocol, which was Bodwig diet. Realized that wasn't for me. Then I did another one. I did partial Gerson therapy. It wasn't for me. So you gotta learn what your body needs, what exactly your problem, where you're coming from, and how to. If it's a hormonal, you gotta know what is it out there for you to balance your hormones. What exactly can you do to balance your hormones? So there's so many things to look out for. That's why we always recommend working with someone who can truly guide you, who understand better.
Yeah. Now, Sarah, you were saying you fast once a month?
We fast
20 hours?
twice. We're trying to fast twice a month.
Okay,
Yeah.
twice a month.
Yeah, because you want to get the toxins out of your body, right? They come off your tongue and they come out in the urine and everything, especially with all the toxins we have today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to do a fast after I watch the news.
After you watch the news.
That's a mental fasting. That's another good stuff, actually. That's another thing. Mental fasting is another one.
Yeah.
Because people think like, oh, we gotta fast our body, but people never think that we gotta fast our brain too, our mind too.
So I have a question. So from what you're saying, it's good twice a month, but I pretty much fast 20 hours a day every day. That's just the way I eat.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, so I don't even look at it as a fasting. It's just the way I eat.
Yeah.
I have dinner and maybe handfuls of nuts and whatever else for a couple of hours, and that's about it for the day. I may do a bulletproof coffee sometime throughout the day if I'm feeling a little sluggish or hungry, but that's my everyday.
Yeah, if it works for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I've gotten to the point where I'm used to it, and I feel healthy and energetic, and if I eat more than that, I feel lethargic.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
And what do you eat? You eat the dinner, or you eat it at lunch, or when do you eat it?
You can call it dinner. It really depends on when I'm hungry. So it might be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It could be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It could be 5 or 6 o'clock at night. It just depends on my schedule of what's going on and how my body feels.
Right.
But it's roughly. I mean, so if I did it 6 o'clock one day and 3 o'clock the next day, it's not 20 hours. But but it's roughly around 20 hours every day. So
you basically only have like a 4-hour window.
Yeah, more or less.
Of eating.
I'm not super strict, but that's just what it turns out to be.
You have to remember, Linda, that's what feels good for him. Like that I could never do that.
Right.
And for me, like I have breakfast at 11 o'clock, and then I have dinner at 5:30, 6 o'clock. okay? And then I fast until, 10 or 11 o'clock the next day. So, but that's only a 12-hour fast, okay?
Yeah.
Or more. But I have 2 meals a day. In fact, and I'll often have in between, like carrot sticks and healthy food.
Mm-hmm.
And drink green tea and hydrate well in between, because that's just as important as to be, even though you're not eating, you still have to make sure you're hydrating yourself, which is, because that's really critical. Okay, you need fluid, so you should be drinking like lemon water and green tea, and cold or hot, by the way, and just try to make sure you're managing your hydration as well as sound nutrition. But I only eat twice, but other people eat 3 meals a day, and fit that in, but still fast from 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night to 10 o'clock in the morning. And, so that's 12 and 4, that's 16-hour fast. And some people are very comfortable with that. But then some people, like Carl, can go a little bit longer. I find I get a little hypoglycemic doing that, and I'm uncomfortable with that. So you have to listen to your body. That's what's most important, is find out what works for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And
she fell off.
Right. Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah. But we could still address the fasting issue.
Yeah. The other thing is like fasting for females are different from fasting, when the male fasts, because our body involved was more with the hormonal changes, and then fasting for someone who is diabetic or non-diabetic, that's also has to be brought to a picture, because for people who are diabetics and their blood sugar spike, for them fasting might do opposite, either spike the blood sugar back up or go down. So a lot of things in there, like, we need to pay attention to,
But it's not bad that I do that. That was kind of my question. That's okay. It's okay that I do that. That's not a problem.
As long as you're getting the enough protein and enough fat in your routine, in your daily intake that needs for your body to function. Yeah. I don't see a reason why not.
Yeah, I feel good. I'm very energetic. I do lots of things. I box. I work out. I do all kinds of different things, like ride mountain bike or whatever.
Right.
And I don't seem to be out of gas.
If you are not losing muscle mass, if you're not weak or anything like that, I don't see a reason why not.
Yeah, that's the ultimate indicator, because it's going to be dependent on what your body's going through. Are you on a general phase of maintenance and perhaps a bit of growth, or are you perhaps recovering from a particular injury that your body needs nutrients to kind of tend to? It's always a spectrum of what the body has to do and what it kind of needs and when it needs it to be able to do those things.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to find a cancer coach, okay? Not only see an integrative oncologist, but to find a cancer coach that will help you to shape. Well, first of all, the cancer coach will send you to good sites for investigating different modalities that that are reliable, okay, and not Google. And the second thing is a cancer coach will help to educate you and point you in the direction that'll help guide you, set a plan, and also help you shape to ask your doctor what things are appropriate, okay? And so there's a lot of benefits to having a professional there with you who will support you as you're going through this. And you know what? It's peace of mind a lot of the time, so that you can know that you're confident and you're feeling in control, and you can take the initiative to integrate what you want to do, but have a good grounding in knowledge, and then you can ask appropriate questions to your doctor, and that I think that'll give you a little more power and feel better and confident about what you're doing and the plan you're putting in place to augment all of the different things you're doing to support your cancer.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Oh, Linda's back.
Yeah. I for example, I have a client that came to me a couple of weeks ago only. It was pancreatic cancer, but beginning stage, and he was doing the stuff on his own, whatever he could. Like this is a perfect example. Like he came across of Gerson therapy. He was juicing a lot. He was doing, but the juices that he was making, it was like based on apple, carrots, and beets. So and right. So and he was. I mean, like it's better than nothing than eating the junk food. But at the same time, he was losing his strength. Like he was doing a lot of juicing a day, like almost 1 cup every hour. So it seems like he was on the right path, taking like supplements and everything, but he was losing his strength, like getting weaker and getting, losing muscle mass, losing a lot of weight. Even though the CAT scan had showed that there's a shrinkage in the cancer, but he was losing his strength. But the shrinkage was from chemotherapy, not from the, implementing both. So we had to change his diet, add some protein to it, add some cut down on the juices and the type of juices and everything. So like 2 weeks into it, he gained a couple of pounds. He started sleeping better. He gained more strength. He started feeling like much stronger. So that's what I'm saying. Don't just jump around and just look like if this one is doing that, I'm going to do that. If this one is doing that, I'm going to do this and stuff like that. And then he told me that he never realized that he can change his diet. He didn't know, because everywhere it says you got to do this and this and that. That might be good for someone, right? It's a perfect example. So he learned a little bit different things, but he feels way much better now.
Yes. So the important thing here also, Linda, is to make sure that you are journaling and that you keep track of all the different modalities you try and your body response to it, okay, and how you're feeling, okay, because that really is because once you're feeling better, then that is also a motivation. And so track what you're doing. That's really important. And that way you can
you're on mute, Linda.
My daughter just fixed the video. I'll show you.
Oh, good.
I tried to get your chat, and I lost everything.
Now I definitely remember sitting down and having lunch with you.
Here. Now we know who we're talking to.
Yep.
So the atorvastatin did not feel good to me. I don't even like the metformin, but I'll do that. And mebendazole I didn't like either, but I'll do it. That's all oxidation, and what I'm doing is I'm doing oxidation at the same time I'm doing antioxidants. So it's like oppositional things. Because mebendazole is an oxidative type of thing.
Yeah.
So
Linda, you got to look into this. What causes oxidation in your body? I mean, what is it? Are you tracking your blood sugar levels? So this is a number one thing that people have to understand, that you have to track your blood sugar levels, especially when it comes to cancer. The glucose feeds cancer. Glutamine feeds cancer. So
I don't have any sugar at all. I don't even.
Why are you on metformin? For cancer?
For cancer, yeah. It's because it blocks a pathway.
Okay. Do you need it though? So why? So that's a good question. Like, do you really need it? If you're not having a spike of blood sugar, have you checked your fasting insulin level?
No, I don't have a problem with sugar, but it isn't. I'm not taking it for sugar.
Okay.
I'm taking it because it blocks a pathway. One of the most common pathways of cancer. So
yeah, you don't understand what I'm saying. Insulin. I'm talking about fasting insulin levels. Does your pancreas releases enough insulin that would block the pathways of sugar? That's what I'm saying. So insulin's different from fasting blood glucose levels. Okay, you have to know the level of insulin production in your pancreas to be able to know, do you really need metformin or not, and what kind of diet are you on that you need metformin? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just having a juice diet, plant diet, no hardly any carbs diet, no sugar diet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So and when it comes to juicing, another thing that people have to understand, they can be high in oxalates. Oxalic acid cause oxidation in the body. That's another thing. When people talk a lot about juicing, they don't understand that high level of oxalate would cause oxidation. It's oxalic acid. It would cause oxidation, stress on the body. Not stress, I mean, it would cause oxidation. So that's another thing. What form of juices are you taking in? And are those products that you're using, are they high in oxalate?
no. I try not to do. I'm not doing spinach. I am doing some broccoli. I'm not doing kale. I'm not doing chard or Swiss chard. I'm not doing any of the ones that are. I mean, I am eating some spinach cooked. I do eat cauliflower not cooked. Yeah, it's not a bad diet. It's just that I think you're right. I need a coach and I need an oncologist. Both.
Yeah.
So you know, if it's a feeling, I must have done too much alkaline stuff because the alkaline stuff gave me a problem. But I mean, I'm comfortable with all vegetables. I'm fine. Every so often, I'll have I do have a little tiny little bit of a turkey burger.
It's hard for me to say stuff like when you don't work with someone. It's very hard to point out to something. But more I see, more I work with people. Plant-based diet does not work for everyone.
Mm.
That's only thing that I could say. It depletes a lot of nutrients and it prevents absorption of the nutrients. That's what I can see. And on the top of it, it destroys the microbiome of the digestive system. So that's why it's very important to work with someone who can guide you right. So
I didn't know it destroyed the microbiome.
It does destroy the microbiome. Sometimes fiber is not a great thing when you have a cancer. Even though there's talk about fiber, you have to implement this much fiber. It's not a great thing when you have cancer. It's a lot of stress on the body.
But the big thing, Linda, is to cut the crap, which is the carbonated drinks, sugar, all the alternative foods like donuts and junk food and processed food. If you're eating a plant-based diet and occasionally having some protein if you wish, whatever that source may be, that is okay too, because some people need a little bit of protein in their diet. And it's how your body tolerates it that's important, okay? So create that balance for yourself.
Yeah.
But a lot of it depends on your lab work.
There's a connection. What protein does to our body? The protein converts it into the amino acids, right, Catherine? And what amino acids do? They help to build cells. They build cells. So when you deplete yourself in the consumption of protein, you're depleting of your body building a new cells. Okay? That the cells need. What fat does, a lot of people cut down fat and they say like, you cut down on sugar and you cut down on fat. You need to get source of energy, either from fat or glucose. One of two. So if you're on no carb diet, then you got to add some source of fat to your diet.
I have fat. I have avocado. I have MCT oil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have done the keto diet before that. So, but I know I don't want to do too much fat. Not too much.
And having things like avocado, like the right quality of fat. The quality is not the quantity, it's the quality of the fats.
Coconut
Yeah.
oil is good.
I'm working with a client. She has no gallbladder, and she had a gastric bypass. And it's so hard for someone like that. You know, Catherine was gastric bypass and no gallbladder. Okay, and fat is she depleted in fat. She needs fat, but she cannot digest or break down fat. That's another thing. So I just recently learned in an article that if she would consume a real fat that attached to a meat, she would have a better outcome than she would use rendered fat or plant-based fat. So we switched to that, eating a fat in a whole, form. She got big improvement on that part. So it's a little.
What do you mean, like a steak with fat on it?
Steak, yeah, ribeye steak with fat on
like
it.
ribeye, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
once a day, ribeye steak with fat on it. She started absorbing better. She started sleeping better. Her mood increased. She lost weight that she want to lose. She has no anxiety anymore. So this is everything. Like, you got to look into the big picture all the time. What can you do to change? That's what I'm saying. One diet does not fit all. Just because someone is doing that doesn't mean this is particular person that we were with. It was very challenging for me because like a gastric bypass, you know yourself, Catherine, how it goes. It passes by duodenum. It goes straight to ileum. And duodenum does so much, right? So, and then plus on the top, she does not have a gallbladder that holds the bile, that breaks down fat. So there's so much you got to look into the picture and understand your own body or someone who does understand that and to help you out with. Yeah.
Now,
so
we have two other guests on the line.
Take out gallbladders like it's
929 and 973.
Yeah, 929 and 973.
And 973. So, are there other questions that we can ask while we're online?
I'm not sure if one of those is Forest.
Yep.
I think the 973 is Forest.
Okay, so that'd be 929 is new. 929-712-2262.
Hello, good night.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm not new, really. But I do have a question. I'm Beverly.
Hey, Beverly.
Hi. I'm off this day app, so I guess I just came up on the phone. So I have a question. Before you all went on your conference, you all were speaking about for mammogram, I don't know if it's thermo imaging or if it's a thermogram, but I wanted to know something about it, please.
Yeah, so the difference between mammogram and thermogram is the question.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got that correct. Well, mammogram is radiation, and radiation is cumulative, so that means every time you get irradiated, whether it's at the dentist or going through the scanner at the airport, it builds up in your body. So now the big push is on for little girls, I don't know how young, but young, all the way until very, very old age. They're telling them to get mammograms every year, which is a cumulative radiation into your body every single time. So we do understand that radiation is toxic. And also, thermograms, it's non-invasive. You don't have to put your breast into an apparatus and have it squished the way they do with mammograms. And it's much more sensitive. It can catch heat detection in your body, and it's very non-invasive. It's a more relaxing atmosphere, and it detects possible areas of tumors much earlier than mammograms. In fact, it takes normal breast cancers 7 years to manifest to a size to where a mammogram can pick it up, where a thermogram can pick it up much earlier. So people don't realize by the time they see it, it's been there for a while, which is a double-edged sword in a good way, because if it took 7 years to get to the point to see it, you got 7 years to turn it around, not have to get all crazy about it.
Yeah. And so this
and also, if you have larger breasts, the thermogram has a better resolution, and they'll be able to spot some of the smaller cancers a little easier than compared to a mammogram. Because often with dense breasts, they don't always pick up.
Yeah, with dense breast, mammogram wouldn't pick up like a lumps. Most of the time, it doesn't. So after eliminating like a mammogram not being 100% accurate, not picking up on so many things, and for radiologists not being able to read right, because a lot of radiologists does not read the mammogram images right. So the accuracy of mammogram drops to 30-40%. So do you really want to put yourself in a position where you're going to get like a answer which is correct at 30-40%? Like you don't want to do that. And another thing, like it's a myth that mammogram, it's an early detection of cancer. It cannot be an early detection when it picks up after 7-8 years being in the body. So that's another thing. Like, it's a lot of misguidance in that part when it comes to mammogram. So thermography or ultrasound would be the best option for people to do.
And it's not that expensive. I believe it's about $300. I mean, that's not cheap, but it's not outrageous.
It's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no radiation at all involved?
Not in thermography, no.
No, right, correct.
Because when my friend looked up, she said she saw two, something about the thermogram, and one was like an ultrasound, and one was with, that she said was with radiation, but I didn't know how to explain it to her. So that's why I say I had to ask the question.
Yeah, yep. We have a great group. It's TDI. I think it's TDI.com. They're a thermography group in New Jersey. I don't know where you're located, but we work with them a lot. Just can't remember the name offhand now. We've done videos and interviews with them before, but they're a wonderful group. They know us, and they know our the way that we work, so we work with them quite a bit.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
And please come back and ask questions as much as you like, Beverly, and we'll be glad to work with you. And, of course, you can go to beatcancer.org, find a cancer coach, and from the very beginning, use that combination of a cancer coach and any modalities that you use that together with whether you do a medical follow-up versus an alternative cancer program or combine. It's nice to have a cancer coach who will support you in what you feel you would like to do.
Okay.
It's your peace of mind.
I'm hopefully not cancerous, so it's always good to have the information.
I'm going to put that link in the chat, but because you're on the phone, I'm going to tell it to you. It's TDI.
TDI?
Yeah,
or
for,
P?
it's T for thermographic diagnostic imaging. TDI.
Okay.
NJ for New Jersey.
New Jersey. Mm-hmm.
.com. TDINJ.com.
Okay, thank you.
TDINJ.com. Yeah, and they're wonderful people.
Okay, shoot.
And they have locations in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But you can get more detailed information about thermography.
Information.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that.
Yeah. Tell them Beat Cancer sent you. Maybe you'll get a discount.
Okay.
All right. Hey. It'll help.
Good. Yeah. Sure. Good show. Thank you.
Thank you. We got 2 minutes left. If anybody has anything they want to bring up real quick, we can address that. And if not, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, there you go.
No, I just wanted to thank you for the information because a couple of things today, a couple of things the other day were helpful.
Good.
The
Excellent.
brief thing, I'm going to check that out too.
Good.
Keep
And
coming
I'll
back.
check your website too.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Did you pick up that link? You can copy and paste it.
No, that's what happened. I went to try to get whatever it was you sent, and everything went.
But it might work now because it looks like you got a better connection if you just check the chat.
Yeah, maybe. I'm afraid to lose you again.
Yeah, just copy and paste it instead of clicking on it.
I'll just take a picture. There it is.
That's a pretty big link. I mean, there's got to be like 85 characters in it.
Oh, that's CDIJN whatever. And
Oh yeah, that's for the thermography. Yes.
I need to go back.
You need to go back one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You want me to put it in for you again?
Yeah, because I'm afraid to exit out.
Yeah. There you go.
There it is.
And do you know what, Linda?
Yeah.
Maya is a great cancer coach.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. So are you, Catherine.
Maya.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Yes.
Yeah. She says Maya. We say Maya. She's from Canada.
Thanks, Catherine.
She says a boat too.
Yeah, your office too. Yeah.
I do.
We say about. She says a boat. I'm like, there's no boat there.
And I think, Sarah, you're are you finished your cancer coach program now?
I'm working on the educator speaker.
Perfect. Perfect. Good for you. Good.
Moving up into the next level.
Because that's something that I do a lot of is education in my, as you know, in my cancer education. In fact, just the other day I did a really good live podcast with a podcaster, and that she had me on as a guest, and I not only got to talk about my business and coaching, but she was asking me about how you manage business and how you feel good about implementing change or creating change or feeling good about control and how do you just figure it out how to make it work for you. And it doesn't matter if you're a cancer coach, but it's guiding every patient, but also using similar principles in managing your business.
Right.
And so I think Zach's going to put that on our program somewhere on the site. But these are things that are always interesting. That as we grow as cancer coaches, that we also learn how to not only help ourselves, but help each other. And we actually have a wonderful support group here. And Linda or anyone who's here listening is, once you feel you're at the point where you feel confident that you can give back and you're healed, look at coaching as well. And what gifts you may have to help others.
Yeah, and coaches, please, if you have any type of event coming up, just let us know, and we'll get the word out and support you live, if possible, or whatever online. I want to know about those things, and I want to send it out to our email list so that we can get more people to watch you. Yep. Always want to promote our coaches. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And we'll see the coaches on the next call, and we'll see you all back here next week.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great week. Bye.